the Pacific Northwest Geek here, Echo Zero, and I'm going to be doing something a bit different today. I'm going to be doing a Tubi Tuesday video. Now, normally these aren't my thing. I leave them up to others, but why not do this? And I'm doing this for Lucard, who is a fellow YouTuber. You guys should really check him out. Super awesome guy. But I'm also going to be doing something different. Also different for this video. I'm not going to be doing a horror movie. I'm going to be doing a disaster movie. The 2015 movie, The Wave. It's a Norwegian disaster movie. It's got a name in Norwegian, which I'll put here. What it is, apparently, the Norwegian title is. Was directed by a guy whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, particularly his last name, because again, it's Norwegian, so I'll put his name here. And it stars, got my little notes here. Christoph Jonah has Christian, and some woman whose name I'm going to have to put here, because there's no way I'm going to try to pronounce this name because I'll butcher it, has his wife Eden. But the story of this movie is that Christian, played by Christoph Jones, he's a geologist, and he's working at this place that's supposed to be monitoring these different sensors and stuff in this mountain. And he's getting ready to transfer to a new job elsewhere. I guess he's going to go work for an oil company or something. I do believe it is an oil company he's going to be working for. And has his wife who works at the local hotel, because they live in a town that's essentially a tourist resort. He's got a wife, 2 kids, and they're going to be moving. And on one of his last days, he is told that some of the sensors have disappeared. They're not registering anymore. 2 of the sensors, actually, is what it is. And his son doesn't seem too happy about the movie, because he's got a teenage son who's just like, I don't want to leave. This is where I want to live. This is where I want to be. Probably a girl involved, which actually later on you do find out there is a hint that there is a girl, an older woman that he likes. And while packing away and moving, getting ready to leave, he sees his son playing Jingo, that game. My brother had the game. I can't remember. It's about blocks. And you put the name here of the game. But makes him think about the sensors. And when he goes to look into the sensors, he finds the reason why the sensors, because they go to where the sensors are, the reason why the sensors have disappeared. These sensors, which by the way are supposed to test the levels of groundwater, they've snapped off. They're no longer attached. So something's caused a huge drop that caused the sensors to drop so hard, so fast, or whatever, that they just snapped right off from the wires. And he tries to tell his now, I guess he calls his now former boss, that something bad's going to happen. He gets in trouble with his wife because he left his kids in the truck and car, on the SUV, and his son goes to stay at the hotel that his wife works in, and his daughter wants to go back to the house one last night before they leave. And that night at the research center, the meter stuff is all over the place. Something's wrong. And his former bosses and this other guy going to look on it, and they realize something's happening with the mountain. It's contracting, I think is what they say it is. And they go down there, there's all these problems, and he starts to realize, Christian starts to realize that this kind of thing's happened before, because he calls them up, and they're like, well, we got some of the sensors acting up, but we don't think anything's going on, it's just some sensors acting up. And he goes, because he does his dumpster with, he throws some stuff away, and he has some notes in there, and he goes and gets them, and he realizes that there was some other place that had some problem with the sensors that is similar to what is happening right now to them, and that there's going to be a disaster. And sure enough, there is, as part of the mountain just collapses his former boss is killed, and it creates this avalanche, and in return creates this massive 200 plus foot tall wave, a tsunami. And now, oh man, they just, all chaos is just created as a tsunami is heading towards the town, and it does hit, and oh wow. This movie is, I had seen before, a long time ago, and it's one I would love to own, as well as a sequel, The Quake, which follows some of the same characters, this time in another place where now there's an earthquake, a massive earthquake, but this movie is really worth checking out. The wave, when the tsunami hits, it's in the middle of the night. So not only do you have the warning signs going off in the middle of the night, but you got this imagery, it's all dark, and there's this natural light like the moon and stuff, and this monstrous wave just comes in. And then when Christian, because he's with his daughter, he's able to save his daughter, but he has to go and save his wife and his son. But it's dark, and there's death and destruction he's having to walk through so he can get to save his wife and his son. And this movie is really worth checking out. Some of the reasons are all okay. It's a good movie. I think this movie is a really good movie, and I like the way it looks. It's like the lighting and the darkness, and how it's, when the wave comes. Oh, that is just. If I was like in the middle of the night somewhere and I had that massive wave coming to me, I'd be soiling myself because I would just be whoa, it's something else. And I do like the disaster movies. I don't know what it is that I find so appealing about disaster movies, but I like disaster movies. And so that's one of the reasons I also would suggest this movie. Another reason is that it's a foreign movie. And I do think if you've never checked out a foreign movie, you should at least check out one. And again, this isn't a really horror movie. It's a disaster movie. So, I think check it out, man. It's a really cool movie. It's on Tubi, both, I believe it's subtitled and dubbed. Another thing, here's a little horror thing. Christoph Jonas played Sidekick Zombie in one of my favorite movies. Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead. And Sidekick Zombie is the one that Martin brings back from the dead, and he basically, all this gruesome stuff happens to him. So, maybe that's why I like this movie so much too, is it has an actor in one of my favorite movies. But anyways, again, this is for you, Al. You're a super awesome guy. Keep up the great work. I will be dropping the link for Al's channel in my description. But anyways, I gotta go. It is almost 1:45 in the morning, and it's getting a little hot in my room because I had to turn the fans off so that they don't make too much noise. But anyways, I am Echo Zero, and I will see you on the flip side. Toodaloo.